When I was younger, I dreamed of being a performer. I'd lie in bed with my CD Walkman and I'd listen to Hilary Duff or whatever I could basically get my hands on, and I'd choreograph an entire staged production. So I would think of the costuming, the set, the lighting, the entire choreographed dance that the backup dancers had to do, and of course the audience. I'd picture an 8-story high rigged seating arena, all staring at number one, the star, Valerie Gould. And in all of these fantasies that I'd have, the common occurrence was that I was overflowing with confidence and self-doubt did not exist. As I got older, I started to wake up to the reality. There was one huge thing that was always going to hold me back unless I properly addressed it and dealt with it, and that was self-doubt. Now at this point of the video, you might be able to slightly relate to some of the things that I've said. Sometimes it only takes the tiniest little sentence or phrase or something said in a certain way to change the way that you see yourself. For me, just to name a few, there was the parent's friend that always had to give their 2 cents on everything. What? She wants to be a singer or an actress. You know that's a very hard industry to break into, right? She's got to be the best of the best. There was the girl who was a couple of years above me in school who competed in a songwriting contest with me and did not like me at all. Valerie, that girl sucks at writing songs. And of course, there was my very practical mother. Alright, get that idea out of your head right now, okay? Sick and tired of hearing about it. There's washing to be taken in, there's vacuuming to be done. Go to university, make some proper money. And that's not to say I didn't have really great support from those around me as well. A lot of the time I think it's interesting how you can get 1,000 comments telling you that you're great and complimenting you, but then it only takes one negative statement to just send you into a spiral of negative thought. And of course there is that inner dialogue that's always going that also can cause a lot of negative thought about oneself.
Okay guys, who's going to play the next song for us?
Oh, come on, Valerie. You're not serious.
Anyone?
That last girl sounded absolutely amazing. You really think you can follow
Anyone?
and act like that?
Okay, no one over here.
So, having negative thoughts about ourselves can really affect the way that we see the world. So, what if there was a way that we could somehow calm our minds so we could silence that inner dialogue? Maybe if we were able to do this, we could achieve more.
This is my friend Michael. We've known each other since we were 15, but became close friends after going to a festival together called Confest. I thought it would be good to interview Michael for this video, as he's attended a few Vipassana meditation retreats and he seems to know quite a lot about calming the mind.
If you were talking to someone who had never meditated, but you could recognize that they had a lot of internal negativity, and they were asking you for advice on how to start meditating, what would you say?
The place that a lot of people start is using the Headspace app. Yeah, probably to start off with 20 minutes and just do the classic mindfulness of the breath. I would want them to realize that when you're having anxious thoughts or negative thoughts, they're just so transient. They might be there one day, they're not there the next day. They might be more likely to be there because you've got tension in your body because you didn't sleep as well as you usually do, or you haven't been outside for a while, seen a friend for a while. They're not as meaningful as people think.
Yeah, the thing that I've learned is that when I am meditating or trying to meditate with emotions that arise, sometimes I have a thought that makes me feel a certain way. So say I'm trying to meditate and I hear a drill outside, and that makes me feel angry because it's frustrating that there's a noise happening that's distracting what I'm trying to do for myself. Do you think that there's something in being able to take that emotion that I felt that was like angry, because that's happening, and sort of like watch it?
On Vipassana retreats, they're so serious about making the environment for meditation one way, not getting distracted, but of course it's going to happen. Like the whole point of meditation is to be present. It's just watching it and not calling it an emotion or giving it a label, just like watching the sensations and thoughts.
Time to go snorkeling. Okay, firstly, I just want to quickly say I'm sorry about that footage. I don't know why. I thought it would be a good idea to film directly in the shade, but hey, first video for a while. We'll get there very soon, hopefully. I really liked quite a lot of what Michael said. I really liked what he said about our thoughts being so transient, and that they are here one day and maybe not the next, and that it's not useful to give our thoughts so much power in the way that we feel. So I made a list of 3 ways that I find the most useful in letting go of negative thought that's causing self-doubt. So firstly, what I like to do is take a step back from thought altogether. Actually, do you reckon I could just get a little bit of space? Just allow yourself to come back to the breath. Take 20 minutes out and just sit in silence. I can't tell you how great you're going to feel afterwards. When you're doing this, and I recommend just every time that you have a thought, don't get mad at yourself, don't blame yourself or be angry, just come back to the breath. Also, while you're doing this, try to do a little bit of a body scan. So check in and see how you're feeling. What's funny is I actually like to work my way from my mouth, so I like to start to relax the muscles of my mouth, and then I start to sort of work my way out of there, then my head, and then I just sort of go down my body. And when I do this, I try to check in and see if I'm holding on to any tension anywhere. If I'm feeling stressed when I decide to meditate, I'll definitely feel quite a lot of tightness in the chest. A therapist actually once taught me a really great trick when this does come up. She asked me to visualize how that stress felt in my chest. Visualize the consistency, the color, the shape. Is it hard? Is it soft? Does it feel like sandpaper when you touch it? Is it furry? Is it fluffy? And for me, it was actually sort of like a tear-shaped drop that had a really sharp tip and a really like curvy, heavy bottom that felt like it was going to drop. And what we would work on is me breathing through it, and then imagining this bubble, this teardrop that I'd created, just bursting and flowing through me and flowing out of my body. And it was just the most powerful visualization to do while meditating I think I've ever done. Secondly, positive affirmations are so beneficial. When I was in high school, I was quite sensitive and definitely still am, and would find myself getting quite emotional, and I don't really want to go into it too much, but like being a teenager is hard, and I don't know why people say that it's not, because like it totally was, it sucked. But one thing that I would do, I would write the word strength on my wrist, on the inner part of my wrist, just so that I could see it. And just seeing this every single day actually made me feel like I had so much more strength, and it would just make me feel so much more powerful. More commonly, and what I would recommend, is writing down beautiful quotes and phrases and things that make you feel happy, and sticking them places that you're not going to miss. Or another great idea is writing it all down in a journal. Record yourself saying the words on your phone, and then listen to the words back, and then say the words back. That's also quite cool. The reason that doing affirmations is so beneficial is that sooner or later the words that you're saying will soon become the thoughts that you're thinking, which will really benefit the life that you're living. Which brings me to our last point that I use the most, if I'm honest: journaling. Just taking a moment to sit by yourself and write. Just write everything that you're thinking and feeling. Write what's happening right now, but write what happened days ago, what happened when you were a little kid. Just write and write and write to your heart's content. And without a doubt, when I sit down and I write how I'm feeling for a couple of minutes, it just makes me slow down and see the world and myself in a different light. Well, I'm going to be really honest right now and say that I have definitely been allowing the opinions of others, and not even what they have said, but like what they might say about me, to affect how comfortable I am with posting things. And that doesn't just mean YouTube either. That means like all of social media, and just basically using any of the platforms that we have today to put ourselves out there. Because the thing is, like, people are always going to comment their opinions on things. And just because they don't have anything nice to say doesn't mean that they're not going to say anything at all, unfortunately. I'm never going to have, and nor do I want to have, control over what people are ever going to say or think about me. What I can control is the reactions that I have to those reactions of me. So yeah, here is me working on that feeling called self-doubt, and this is me putting myself out there and giving this a go. I hope that this video was able to inspire or help someone in any way, and if not, that's totally fine. Like or comment or subscribe. And yeah, I really look forward to hearing anything that you have to say on this topic. Thanks a lot for watching. Yeah, okay.